Alexa, talk spot, please.
Broadcasting.
As high as they possibly can. Of course, it's Ward-Prowse over it, and we've played it square. Everybody was expecting the ball into the box, and Paquetá's knocked it wide to left at Emerson. Emerson cornered the area, crosses, headed goalwards by Souček. He's so often the obvious target, and the looping header goes over the top. 2-1 West Ham. We've got 4 minutes of the first half to go.
It's basics again, overload. How can you sit off someone that far when they're 15 yards from goal, from the line, touch line, free cross? You've got to put pressure on the ball. It's just simple stuff.
It was 1 pass, 2 pass, 3 pass, wasn't it?
It's a quick free kick that they weren't expecting, and that's what I'm talking about. They're sometimes switching off and not being prepared. They're the things the top players don't do. They're always switched on.
David Moyes now taking notes on the near side touchline. Brentford 2-1 down. Here is me. Remember, they've beaten West Ham on all 5 previous occasions they've faced them, including earlier this season. A flick by Souček up the middle towards Bowen, headed away by Norgard. Bowen is on a hat-trick. Brentford though on the break with Jensen. Lip of the centre circle, just inside his own half. Square to the right and Zanka. Forward quickly on the angle to Lewis Potter. Lewis Potter diligently pops it back to Norgard, who's sitting at deepest of the midfield players. He's a threat from set plays as well. And Norgard, whenever they get the opportunity, Brentford, little touch from Onyeka, held up the play well, and now Tony wide to the near side, and Reguilon. Reguilon thinks about a cross, held up by Sofal. Back it goes to Jensen, plenty forward here for Brentford now. Me, 25 yards out. Floats it forward to Lewis Potter. Back out wide to the near side, and Reguilon to cross again, off the back of Sofal. Brentford building well as they win a throw.
Better, yeah, nice and patient. Get some possession in the opposition half. Get yourself up the pitch, have a breather with the ball.
And this is deep inside West Ham territory. West Ham have got almost everybody back inside the 18-yard box. In fact, everybody is back, including Kudus and Bowen. It's going to be one of those long throws again from Jensen. 2.5 minutes of normal time to go in the first half. Jensen with a long throw towards the near post, and Ayer again. And Ayer got the initial touch under pressure from Sofal, but could only divert it well wide. And so, some of the West Ham fans are leaving their seats to head to the concourse areas ahead of half-time. It is relatively chilly tonight in East London. And so David Moyes having words with Kevin Nolan, one of his assistants, on the near side touchline. I wonder what they're...
I think he'd be reasonably content. He'd be disappointed with the goal, of course, but at the start of the game they were great, the energy was good, they got the crowd up, and now they're leading. They can go in half-time leading, he'd have taken that before, tweak a few things, work on a couple of little bits. He can be reasonably pleased with his team's first half performance. They've been a better team.
And they look like that they can score again.
Yeah, they do.
Here is Ayer for Brentford, square to Zanka. And credit to Brentford, actually, for not folding in the game. 2-0 down after 7 minutes.
Well, they've been in this league a while now, and they've got some good players.
Yeah.
And you've got to just stay in it, compose yourself, get on the ball, get some passes, and just try and work the ball and get yourself back. And they did it well.
They've never really felt under great threat of relegation from the Premier League, almost at any time since they were promoted, which is credit again to Thomas Frank and his players. Emerson's gone down on the far side of the field, and
Zanka's struggled a bit over that side as well. He doesn't look particularly comfortable.
It's more a right-sided centre-half, isn't it?
Yeah.
You feel than an orthodox right-back.
Yeah.
Now this free kick is almost exactly where the one from a couple of moments was, midway inside the Brentford half, right on that far side left touchline. And they've got the cover on now for the short ball down the left wing.
Well, it's still 3v2 out there, but Jensen's ready to go. Yeah, he's ready to lead the pack and make it 3v3, I think. I don't think they'll be playing this one short.
Free kick whipped in by Ward-Prowse this time, and stretching is Bowen! On the volley, diverts it wide, but the flag was up anyway. Souček has ended up on the turf. Sorry, it was Souček. Stretching as much as he possibly could, connected with it, but sent it skywards and over. It wouldn't have counted anyway.
He's just off. It's the right decision. Good line from Brentford. Brave line. I think they're too high. I think you're asking for trouble when you've got that higher line.
Well, we've had the first 45 minutes. There'll be 3 added at the end of the first half here at London Stadium. Quite a few empty seats with those West Ham fans heading to the vast concourse areas now. It's quite a walk depending on where you're sitting in the stadium. They lead Brentford by 2-1 here on TalkSport. The ball is now at the feet of Reguilon. Strokes it to his left, and Tony. Tony down by the near side of the field, and he's Fouled by a retreating Kudus, and that's a free kick to Brentford.
Clever. Stepped across him, waited for the contact. Clever from Tony. That's what I'm talking about.
It's a dangerous area, this free kick as well. Just about level with the edge of the 18-yard box. And that allows Brentford to send forward those with great aerial ability. Aya and Me and Zanka and Norgard. Tony, of course. Mope's lurking as well. Just about everybody forward and everyone back for West Ham United. On the near side of the field, it's surely going to be Reguilon to take it. Lewis Potter is a couple of yards away. 2-1 to West Ham. A minute through 3 added in the first half. Locked it in by Reguilon. Headed away. It'll drop towards the edge of the penalty area where Jensen gets the touch. Hooked into the box by Mope. Tony could be clear.
Oh,
Tony's fighting wide.
Offside.
And the flag was up anyway. Brentford actually looked towards the fourth official. They felt there was a foul on Tony, but he lashed it wide under pressure. Wouldn't have counted anyway offside.
Looked tight, that one. It was a great ball in from Reguilon, a brilliant header out. I think it was Souček. But it gets recycled. Little ball in from Mope. Yeah, maybe.
Just, yeah, half a yard or so. Almost the back leg of Tony. When Zuma was standing, Tony under pressure. Couldn't beat the goalkeeper anyway. And for West Ham, that might just about be enough to send them through to half-time into the lead. For West Ham, who would go 8th with a victory tonight, behind Brighton and Hove Albion in 7th on goal difference. West Ham 2, Brentford 1 is the score here at London Stadium. Kudus again, trying to wriggle away down the near side the right. Oh, it's such a tricky opponent. Reguilon made the tackle at the expense of a West Ham throw. Souček wanted to get on with it quickly, but it's been left to Sofal to come forward. David Moyes stands, poised to turn back towards the tunnel for half-time. There are about 35 seconds of stoppage time to go. They've waved a Zuma forward from the back. Souček, we know, could be so threatening with his height. Paquetá at the back post. Long throw from Sofal towards Zuma, who couldn't get a touch on it. Cleared away by Lewis Potter, not very far. Miscued though by Ward-Prowse, who then steps in to win it back. Important tackle that from Ward-Prowse. Then sliding it is Me in front of Paquetá. Ward-Prowse has beaten on the end of the ball. On the far side, the West Ham left. And Ward-Prowse with great tenacity and diligence there, having initially lost the ball to just stop a potential Brentford counter.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, he's blown half time, was he?
That is it. Ending a very entertaining first half, and a first half littered with early goals, which was probably the least we expected, but certainly what David Moyes would have been hoping for. West Ham lead by 2-1 at half-time. The first 2 goals both scored by Jarrod Bowen, with Brentford asleep defensively. Bowen didn't mind though. 2 good finishes to give West Ham a very commanding advantage. At that stage, it looked like they really could run Brentford ragged, but Neil Mope, who has a great record at London Stadium, stepped in to pull one back on the slide into the roof of the net beyond Areola, and since then it's been a much more even encounter. The London derby at the break on Talk Sports Game Night. Half-time, West Ham 2, Brentford 1.
What a terrific half of football live on Game Night on Talk Sport. I get so annoyed when referees do that. You've got to have a set piece and they blow for half-time. Just let them take it. Just see how it goes, and then you can blow up. The ball's actually out of play, so the time is ticking by, but he should be adding on, technically speaking. But Sam Hooper blew the whistle, and in they go at half-time. David Moyes, just before half-time, was feverishly writing notes before calling over Kevin Nolan to impart some information that Joe mentioned in commentary. What would he have been writing down there, Danny Murphy? David Moyes, sheets of paper, he was scribbling on his knees. Wasn't even watching the football, he was just scribbling down notes and then talking to Kevin Nolan. What would he have been saying?
I'm not too sure. There was nothing blatantly obvious to me that was a real problem for West Ham. There was a few moments for Brentford and got themselves back in the game, but there wasn't a particular area where they kept getting in, or, you know, someone was being overloaded or someone wasn't doing their job. I didn't see that. So I don't know is the answer.
No, that's fair enough. It could easily have been 2-2. Because just before half-time, Brentford had a chance. Ivan Toney's slightly offside. If he stays on, he's got a good chance to put an effort in on goal. It is 2-1. What a blistering start to the evening as well. Listen, not all the seats are full, and certainly at kick-off, even fewer were full. But it could have been 3-0 inside 6 minutes. It was 2 minutes. Souček skied a chance over the bar. Then Bowen fired West Ham in front 1-0. Then Bowen again with Brentford all at sea. They were a complete and utter shambles. So how much of it was down, that 2-0 lead after 6 minutes, how much of it was down to West Ham being brilliant and Brentford being absolutely shambolic?
It's always a bit of both, because if the defensive team is switched on and clued up, then you don't tend to see 2-0 after 6 minutes. But the fact that they had the desire and inclination to bomb forward and make overloads and get men in the box and have fullbacks bombing forward is credit to West Ham for having intent and some courage to do it. But I don't know, the years I've played, early in games, there's certain things you can't do. Now, tracking runners being switched off when when someone bombs and you're too late, you react because you see them, but you're not proactive and expecting it. That, for me, is unacceptable at the beginning of the game. You can't get done at the beginning of the game, especially away from home. Especially away from home, because more often than not in the Premier League, whatever level you're playing at within the Premier League, if you're going away from home, the home team tends to come after you early because they want the fans on board. That's the not always, but that's generally what.
Yeah.
You always go away from home thinking early. Let's be switched on, stay in it early. Come on.
Quieten the crowd down.
Yeah, all that. 2 goals. One was a switch off from Lewis Potter, just Emerson on the blind side, gone. Then obviously the cross.
On the West Ham left, yeah, Brentford right.
And the right side, can't even know who to blame, because Supal gets in because there's no one marking, there's no left winger as such. Regulon is a left winger and a left back, depending. Ben-Mee was too narrow, probably is the reason. Jensen's too narrow, he's got to come out sometimes. But I think Ben-Mee really, he's not used to coming out and playing left back. He's been playing left centre half for God knows how long. So he's caught between a rock and a hard place. Regulon is, then they get the 2v1, Supal's in the final third, you just got to pick out the right pass. Now you can argue about the marking in the middle. That becomes irrelevant if you get the wide areas right. You can't let your two goals in 6 minutes because both fullbacks are free in your final third. That's not talent. It's not talent. It's just nous, intelligence on the defensive side to see it. That's not great ability. And you're 2-0 down because you switched off.
They did get one back, Neil Mope, and very quickly there was a Kudus push on Region. It was actually in the box, by the way. VAR.
Well, it's a penalty.
VAR had a look and cleared it. Is it a penalty or is it a shoulder barge? Is it a coming together?
I looked at it on the replay and we get that luxury. He shouldered him in the back. He went to shoulder. He wanted to shoulder, but the speed of was it Regulon?
Yeah.
The speed of Regulon put him ahead of Kudus, therefore the shoulder went into his back. It's a penalty. If he's in the box, you're saying it's in the box.
It was definitely in the box,
yeah. It's a penalty. It's not even close. It's not subjective.
Cleared by VAR. So it stays.
Michael Oliver, I mean, he's one of our best. Oh, God.
They don't want to re-referee games, I get that bit, but does that qualify as a howler?
It's a clear and obvious mistake, isn't it?
Okay, fair enough. Listen, they cleared it. It stays 2-1 to West Ham. We've had a brilliant first half. Let's hope the second half lives up to it as well. Over on TalkSport 2 right now, second half is underway. And Coventry lead National League South Maidstone by 3-0. Ellis Sims with a hat-trick. It's been Casey Palmer running the show, though, for Coventry. He's got a couple of assists. He's been absolutely brilliant in the number 10 role. Sheffield United against Arsenal is our game night live commentary next Monday night. And TalkSport Breakfast with Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoist is on air from 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. And the former Sheffield United manager, Paul Heckingbottom, will be in the studio with Jeff and Ali.
Monday game night on TalkSport with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18 on speakuptheway.org.
At Screwfix, we're giving all our customers a big boost this February. 10% off orders placed on the Screwfix app. Simply download the app, turn on your exclusive app offer permission, and job done. The Screwfix Boost discount code will be given to you the very next day. You can then use the code to place as many Screwfix app orders as you like in February and get 10% off every time. Still not downloaded the Screwfix app? Download now. T's and C's apply. No minimum spend. Full details visit screwfix.com.
We all fantasize about our perfect home. Watching the big game, cozied up in the snow. Balmy summer nights with the kids playing on the lawn. But come on, this isn't real. Listen, if you're serious about making your fantasy a reality, find out what your home is worth instantly with a free online valuation estimate. Get real about moving. Get on the market. Most common time to obtain an online quote between 1st of June 2022 and 30th of September 2022 is under 3 minutes. Excludes Northern Ireland.
Hope there won't be any VAR delays today. Heard that rumour about their striker. Can't wait to see what the pundits make of that booking. Looking forward to the match report on this one. When it comes to football, never miss a story. Get the best news, opinion, interviews and gossip at thesun.co.uk. For the football lowdown every day, it's thesun.co.uk.
But delivery, you in?
Oh, am I? What a day. I need 6 chicken McNuggets, or maybe 9. Or maybe 6 and cheeky cheeseburger. Makes sense. With something sweet to follow, like an apple pie or a McFlurry. Or I could get a milkshake instead. You know, a nice halfway house and drink and ice cream.
Jane, the game's just starting.
Oh, hi. Yeah, sorry.
There's nothing quite like a delivery. You in? At participating restaurants only, 18 plus. Serving times, delivery fees and terms apply. See app on mcdonalds.com for details.
In sport, what's just as important as the goals, the glory, the roar of the crowd? Yes, it's the half-time break. Time for a breather, a reset, to keep everything on track. In sports betting, Betfair's safer gambling tools help you do that too. Like timeouts, so you take that all-important half-time break. Or deposit limits, to help you keep count. Manage your play at safergambling.betfair.com. Simple ways to stay on top of your game with Betfair. 18 plus begambleaware.org.
Playing host to the big game? Feed the squad with a meal deal exclusively on Just Eat. Save over 45% on KFC's Finger Chicken Double Bucket and 25% or more on matchday meal deals from Burger King, Pizza Hut Delivery, German Doner Kebab, Greg's and more. It's the easiest win of the season. Participating stores in selected locations, subject to availability, saving compared to individual items, delivery fees and other charges may apply. End 17th of March, see Just Eat for UK for details.
Monday game night on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Rent from the best lineup in the UK. Enterprise has 450 branches with all the vehicles your business needs.
Monday night is game night.
And we've got something special for you. Second the goal, standard of out-and-out, fully combustible football commentary.
Game night.
On Talk Sports.
Lovely ball by Walker out to the left, it's pulled back to Bowen. Bowen shot is in! He drove it early beyond the goalkeeper, and Flecken couldn't keep it out. And what a start for West Ham United! Kudus on the edge of the penalty area, waits for the run of Sofal. Sofal pulls it back, Bowen is there again! He scored 2 in 2 minutes! This is unbelievable! Lewis Potter through to Mope on the stretch, and he's found the net! And Brentford do have a route back into it with their first effort on goal.
West Ham 2, Brentford 1, away for the second half here at the London Stadium. We got off to a flyer, 2 goals in the first 6 minutes from Jarrod Bowen. Neil Maupay pulling them back on 13. Should Brentford have had a penalty before it all got underway though? Suchek Mr. Sitter has been really good fare on offer at the London Stadium. And you can get your calls in when we're done to the sports bar tonight. 03717 223344. Jason Cundy is back on the sports bar from 10 o'clock tonight to discuss Chelsea's defeats in the League Cup final here on TalkSport. And his co-host Jamie O'Hara sent us this voice note.
Hi, Jamie O'Hara here, and Jason Cundy coming up on the sports bar later. Get your calls in, it is going to be a blockbuster show. I've got into the studio, Cundy won't talk to me, he's fuming. He's got steam coming out of his ears already. We want your voice notes, has anyone seen Jason Cundy? Get them in on 03717 A huge night coming up. You do not want to miss this one.
Brilliant stuff. That's Jamie O'Hara. You can send those voice notes, had anyone see, to the sports bar on the same number as the one you call the show on. 03717 223344. So record the voice note, send it to 03717 223344. Save that number in your WhatsApp. Record a short audio message for Jamie Jason. They will be on air. TalkSport once the game here at the London Stadium finishes. Have you got a little message for Jason Cundy, possibly?
Do you know what? I feel for him because he's going to have them all on tonight, isn't he? Copying all of them.
100%,
You reap what you sow, though, don't you?
Absolutely.
You reap what you sow, Mr. Conley.
He's going to have to put up with it. He's done it to plenty before.
Exactly.
He said, if you can't take it, don't give it out.
The thing is, The problem is you've got, if you give it to Liverpool people, well, Liverpool are successful, always have been, always will be. And they've just got better history, they're a better club, they've got better players, everything about Liverpool is better. So therefore Jason's always on an island to nothing. If the only time they had success was when a billionaire come in and bought it.
You're killing him.
Right?
You're killing him.
So he's the problem is none of us can change our clubs and he can't change. I bet he wishes he could now. He's got years of misery ahead. Hasn't he? He's got years of mid-table mediocrity ahead.
I hope they play all this out again on the sports bar later. Jason and Jamie will be with you when we're done here at the London Stadium after 10 o'clock on TalkSport. It's 2-1 at West Ham. Let's get the half-time odds with Ladbrokes.
Odds update on TalkSport with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus BCapitalWay.org.
So here's the latest from Ladbrokes match odds. West Ham to win 11-4 on. Brentford to win 9-1. The draw is 13-4. Lucas Paquetá to score at any time 7-1. Ivan Toney to score the fourth goal. Next goal is 9-2. That's the latest odds with Ladbrokes. Play at ladbrokes.com. 18 plus BGambleAware.org.
Odds update on TalkSport with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus BCapitalWay.org.
Well, it's second half in tonight's FA Cup tie, fifth round tie. Coventry taking on Maidstone United, the 3-0 up. Let's slip into the commentary on TalkSport 2 with former Arsenal man Adrian Clark and Ian Dancer.
A couple of bad misses for Arsenal against Sheffield United in the cup.
TalkSport listeners, join us with Coventry City 3-0 up on Maidstone United of the National League South. The first half hat-trick from Ellis Sims. Casey Palmer outstanding in setting up all 3 goals for the former Everton man. But Maidstone have just won themselves their 4th corner of the game at the north stand end to our left-hand side. And Jacob Bergley-Aguipong's going to send this in, a left-footed in-swinger for the Stones. Actually, he plays it short to Liam Sol. Gives it back to Bergley-Aguipong, who will just lift the ball to the edge of the area. But Sims, the hat-trick hero, heads it clear. And really, the 95 places between the two sides, Adrian Clark, have been all too evident tonight.
They have. Look, Coventry's attitude was absolutely spot on. They scored out of the blocks, didn't they? They're so intense in their opening spell. Casey Palmer, unplayable in that number 10 role. Set up 2 goals for Ellis Sims, and then he got a third when Coverland spilled Palmer's shot. It was magnificent, I've got to say, from Coventry City. Mason came here tonight with a positive mindset. They came here trying to score goals and not be at all defensive. Really, it probably has played into Coventry's hands at times.
It's worth saying that's still what they're doing now. Even though they're 3-0 down, they're still on the front foot. They've just won another corner that George Fowler's going to take this time from the northeast corner. In it comes from Fowler, headed out by Liam Carey. Commentary of this game run continues over on TalkSport 2. We played nearly an hour, and it's Coventry 3, Maidstone 0.
And players are back out for the second half here at the London Stadium. It's West Ham 2, Brentford 1. Here's your Coventry team. On game night on TalkSport, former England midfielder Danny Murphy and Joe Shannon.
West Ham get the second half underway, and a high ball from Mavropanos is brought down out of the air by me. West Ham in their claret with blue sleeves, claret shorts and claret socks, with blue hoops, playing from right to left towards the Sir Bobby Moore end of the ground, and Brentford in their sky blue shirts, dark blue shorts and sky blue socks, playing from left to right towards the Sir Trevor Brooking stand, which is where the away fans are. West Ham, who went 2-0 up very early on through 2 Jared Bowen goals, but Neil Mopay pulling one back for Brentford, and now we have a game on our hands. Live on TalkSport as Paquetá is felled, Mopay on the retreat caught him, and that's a free kick to West Ham United. No changes at half-time for either team, so West Ham have Areola in goal, so foul Zuma, Mavropanos and Emerson, so Check and Alvarez, Ward-Prowse, Paquetá and Kudus in support of Bowen. For Brentford, Flecken the goalkeeper, Zanka, Ayer, me and Reguilon, Lewis Potter, Norgard, Onyeka and Jensen, Tony and Mopay up front.
Oh, I see seeing that. I've just seen on the replay.
Not a good tackle.
No, he didn't touch him. Complete dive.
Paquetá winning the free kick.
Yeah, but pretending, jumping, screaming. Oh.
And Ward-Prowse is going to win the free kick in dangerously, and the referee had spotted another foul, and maybe a bit of poetic justice there as Brentford get a free kick themselves.
Absolutely, absolutely. I know he's not the only one, Paquetá. There's lots of players who do it, but there's no contact. So to jump and actually express pain is bizarre. Mopai's having another, Kevin Nolan and Mopai having a go there.
Would you believe he's moving okay now? Ball is bouncing up and down on the halfway line. We're into a treat by Onyeka. Surges up the middle for Brentford. He's been way inside the West Ham half. He's tapped it onto Mopay. He's lofted it cleverly wide first time to the near side of Lewis Potter. Plenty of time to whip in the cross. Just over the head of Tony. Clattered away by Soufal. And West Ham on the back foot here defensively early in the second half. 2 minutes into it.
Ben Mee's down. And I think he's signalled to the bench to come off.
Well, you're right, he's gone down off the ball, so he'll have to be replaced. West Ham, meanwhile, as Mee barely limps to his feet. The referee has stopped the game, Simon Hooper. Mee goes back down. Brentford are going to have to make a change. West Ham 2, Brentford 1. 2.5 minutes into the second half, not the start that Thomas Frank would have wanted here.
No, but it was a great ball in, actually, from Lewis Potter. And Tony nearly got on the end of it. It was a superb cross. Good defending again.
He's not really had his chance, has he, tonight, so far, Tony? That
Not
one
really.
moment in front of goal. And he was involved in the goal for Mopay that got Brentford back into the game. 2 physios now coming across to treat Ben Mee, as you heard, into the second half in the FA Cup 5th round. Coventry 3, Maidstone United of the National League South 0. Tomorrow we'll be with the Lionesses up against Italy on TalkSport 2. That's followed by Blackburn against Newcastle in the FA Cup. Luton against Manchester City on TalkSport. Wednesday, Chelsea against Leeds and Nottingham Forest against Manchester United. Both those games live on the network. And then this weekend, West Brom against Coventry on Friday night. Huddersfield against Leeds on Saturday. Tottenham against Crystal Palace. Best way to be across all the action is to download our app. It's free and easy to download. You can swipe between the 2 stations at your leisure. They're treating me here, but they're going to have to make at least 1 change now. Brentford.
Looks like they're making 2 for some reason.
Collins is, well, he looked like he was getting stripped and ready to come on. Nathan Collins, he's put that rather garish training top back on. That top you don't love, Danny.
No,
so yellow.
Do you know what? Just saying on a more serious note, we were seeing the replays of the half-time incident with Kevin Nolan from West Ham and Mopai. More naughtiness going on there. As the players came out, I think it was.
There was an altercation between Kevin Nolan, Neil Mopay and Zanka at the very top of the tunnel. And we'll keep an eye on any news of any potential further repercussions of that. As Vitaly Janelt is stripped and ready to come on now for Brentford, and he's just been given the training tops. They're going to try and carry on with Mee, who, having been sat down and looked certain to come off the field, is now waiting to come back on. Brentford temporarily down to 10 men. West Ham 2, Brentford 1 on TalkSport. Early in the second half at London Stadium on a chilly evening with the floodlights on. It's with Emerson near side, wide to the left of Paquetá. Paquetá meanders infield, faced up by a wall of defenders, floated into the box towards Bowen. He knocks it down cleverly, cleared away by Reguilon in the nick of time. Before Kudus could get there.
Great ball from Paquetá. There's a little chip.
Just evading the reach of Mohamed Kudus as Mee comes back onto the field. So Brentford restored to their full complement of 11, though I'm sure they'll keep an eye on it.
To be honest, it might do him a favour. Because he's uncomfortable in that role tonight. He doesn't look comfortable. I mean, he's struggling a bit with the injury, but that kind of, am I left back, am I a centre back, when do I go out? They need to do a bit more work on this formation, I think.
They haven't looked comfortable defensively since the very start. 2 Jared Bowen goals inside the first 6.5 minutes for West Ham United. Neil Mopay for Brentford. Header from Mopay towards Tony. He's about 35 yards from goal. His first touch is heavy. That allows Zuma to stretch and clear high up into the air. Not a particularly effective clearance from Zuma wearing gloves. It certainly didn't go far. Brentford have possession again with Lewis Potter. Driving forward on the near side, the right. Great ball in towards Tony, who flung his head at it. Couldn't quite reach it on the dive. And it bounces behind for a goal kick. What a cross from Keen Lewis Potter.
2 crosses of great confidence, really got good pace and whip and dip on it. I actually initially thought that, I think he's too fast, but I think the ball moves. It's got that much purchase on it. Yeah, I think it moves in the air. It's a really unusual technique to it across. It's not really a traditional bending ball with spin. It's got a little bit of everything on. Brilliant, brilliant cross.
Encourage the 3,000 or so Brentford fans who made the trip from West London as the Side from East London win a free kick here. West Ham United looking for their first win of this calendar year, having failed to win in their last 8 matches in all competitions since beating Arsenal on the 28th of December. Zanka with a very high boot to challenge on Paquetá.
He showed his face and he kicked him in the chest. Oh, what's going on with some of these players?
It was a poor challenge though.
It was a foul, so hold your chest. He did go and hold his chest 10 seconds later. He must have thought, oh no, the cameras will see it.
And they did.
Oh, I don't understand them, telly. Well then.
Kudus juggling the ball on the far side for West Ham after Zuma ballooned it into his path, and then Souček is tripped by Region way on that far side of the field.
He's got to be careful, you know, he's on yellow.
And the West Ham fans know that, and some of them chanting off in the direction of Region and those of Tottenham Hotspur. Brings it to West Ham in the right wing position. Dangerous position is with Ward-Prowse on the ball. We're 8 minutes into the second half, and West Ham lead by 2-1.
Not even close to a yellow card. I don't think he helps it by the dramatic fist in mouth and apprehension in his face. Gives the ref something to think about.
Nervy look from Sergio Region. It will be Ward-Prowse to take the free kick, as you'd expect. Zuma and Mavropanos both forward here. Whipped in by James Ward-Prowse towards the near post. Bowen got the initial touch. The ball loops high up into the air. Bowen trying to keep it in play, and I think he tried to knock it off Jensen, but it didn't work. It's gone behind for a goal kick to Brentford at the Bobby Moore end of the stadium. And now Brentford look to play out of defence with Iron, a big centre-half. Forward towards Tony down the middle. Tony's eluded the initial challenge of Souček in the middle of midfield. And now the ball is back with West Ham on the near side of the left, given away by Emerson with a square pass behind Paquetá, straight to Tony, who quickly feeds Lewis Potter. Lewis Potter darts infield from the near side of the right. He's got pace to burn. Lewis Potter inside the penalty area, trying to cut it back. Alvarez was there to stop him in his tracks.
Positive again from Lewis Potter. Just the final bit. Got into a great position to put a decent ball and just kind of miskicked it a little bit, but nice and positive.
And Lewis Potter again in the right wing position. He's played a low ball infield towards Tony. Tony wasn't expecting that, but his anticipation should be better. Miscontrolled it. West Ham on the counter. Heavy touch from Kudus, sliding in his knee. He is fighting fit again now, although he does limp away a bit gingerly after that robust sliding challenge. You heard the Brentford fans chanting his name momentarily there.
He's a tough lad, to be fair to him. He'd have to be really bad there. Wouldn't need to come off. But he is limping a bit, yeah, but he got there for that tackle.
He has had some injuries this season, Ben Mee. He only missed one Premier League game from the start last season, the former Burnley centre-half. David Moyes up to the edge of the technical area, issuing instructions to the near side of the field. There's a big club crest right behind him. Big claret carpet between the stands and the field of play where the old Olympics track would have been, of course. And a throw to Brentford on the halfway line, which Lewis Potter will take. Back into his own half, and Zanka. West Ham 2, Brentford 1. You're with Talk Sport, live and exclusive.
Throw from Lewis Potter. He's thrown it back to Zanka, who's got men pressing him, who then has to go to another defender who's got people pressing him, and end up nearly on the back foot. It's just sometimes put your teammates in trouble. There's no need. You didn't need to take the throw. Go higher, play your right wing position, let the right side of fullback come. Let Zanka come and take the throw and get your team on the pitch.
Oh, we're a bit lucky there, aren't they, Brentford? West Ham fans still coming back to their seats for the second half. Only 10 minutes into it. Noise from the Bobby Moore end away to our left. West Ham playing from right to left in the second half. They're on the ball with Emerson. Poor pass first time. Straight to Norgard. Norgard quickly up the middle to Tony. Neat layoff to the right-hand side. King Lewis Potter will whip in the cross. Cleared away by Mavropanos. It'll drop down to Jensen. Jensen knocks it hopefully into the penalty area. Thumping header away by Kurt Zuma for West Ham. Back to the halfway line, but Brentford enjoying much more possession now.
Better from Tony. Nice touch, and again down this right-hand side. Lewis Potter causing a few problems. Good defending again from Mavropanos, wasn't it? We're in the right position again. He's doing really well this evening, I think.
Been excellent, hasn't he? There is a nervousness about West Ham now. Here is Lewis Potter, scampering infield, low deflected shot is easy for Ariola to save. Now, are you not happy with him there?
Just a poor decision. 28 yards, maybe 30 out. On his weaker foot, men in front of him. Just keep working it, keep the pressure on, keep working them.
Danny Murphy with us for game night on a Monday night, and we'll be at Bramall Lane this time next week for Sheffield United against Arsenal. Live on TalkSport, headed downfield by Socek, straight into the path of Bowen, on a hat-trick, driving forward, lays it left towards Paquetá. Paquetá didn't have conviction to reach it, it's Norgard, and now Brentford maybe can counter with Lewis Potter, who steps on the bottom of the halfway line, through the legs of Ward-Prowse to Onyeka, and Onyeka chops over the challenge of Emerson, and then it's bundled over, it looked like by Ward-Prowse. Brentford fans are furious, neither the referee nor the assistant, who's right next to it, think it's a free kick. West Ham still have the ball leading 2-1. Oh, Socek could turn into trouble. Back to the goalkeeper, Areola. Had to hammer it clear with Jensen right at his back.
Good pressing from Brentford. Caused their own problems, West Ham there. Should have had a free kick, though, previously to that, Brentford.
And Brentford have got it back again in the right wing position. It's Onyeka. Corner of the box. He's laid it square to the middle of the park. The shot from Reguilon. He's sliced behind, bar deflection.
Didn't get out of his speed. Didn't get out of his speed. It's the right thing, but your touch has got to be really crisp and sharp so you can smack. Just got it stuck under his feet. You've got to get it out your feet so you can get the power.
Last scored in the English game, Sergio Reguilon for Tottenham in March of 2022. For the Brentford fans, you can hear the roar of the away fans. Away to the right-hand side, it's a corner to left. As they seek an equaliser here, they were 2-0 down very early on in the game. Then Mopé replied for them, and now they look to bring themselves level here, and they are.
Spell for them.
Well, they're crowding the goalkeeper, aren't they, Danny?
Yeah, it's a good spell for them.
Right in front of Areola. Zanka is standing almost on the toes of the goalkeeper. Jensen will whip this in right-footed, and Ayer is all alone on the six-yard box. It's whipped in towards the near post, headed away, I think, by Paquetá. Socek was up there too. And then hammered up into the air by Sopa. High towards the halfway line. Nodded downfield by Norgard for Brentford. Now it's gone back by Tony. Tony floats the ball high towards the edge of the box. Good header away by Mavropanos again. He seemed to stretch a few extra inches there as Alvarez slides in for West Ham. They know they're really in a game now. It was never going to be comfortable for them, you feel. Even despite going 2-0 up early on, at one stage it looked like they could.
It was comfortable at 2-0. I thought it was going to be an absolute pounding, but the reality was that Brentford composed themselves, didn't they?
And now Brentford do look the better side. Mavropanos gets in front of Mopé this time, down by the corner flag. Mavropanos chips the ball cleverly upfield, but it's Ayer to win the ball in the air above Bowen. Hooked downfield by Kudus, way too far in front of Bowen, and Zanka will roll it back to the goalkeeper Fleck. And the thing with Brentford that you do feel, Danny, is that they are vulnerable to the West Ham attack.
Yeah, they are. It's a new system. They've got some gaps, some little teething problems with this. I say new, they haven't played it for a while anyway. And they've got personnel missing, but they composed themselves really well to get back in this game. I thought they were done early on.
An hour gone. West Ham 2, Brentford 1. They are going to bring on Collins very shortly here. Brentford, I would think it will be for me, who's clearly struggling and he's gone down again. Thomas Frank says, come on, let's go. Nathan Collins ready to come onto the field. They've not had necessarily an easy first season at the club. The £23 million signing in the summer from Wolves.
No, he's had some good mixed bag in it for him.
So here comes me, trudging off the pitch, and he's replaced by Collins. In what has been a really fascinating London derby so far. Of course, we've not seen many meetings. The history between these two clubs is pretty limited, and it's been very successful so far for Brentford. Won all 5 previous meetings in the Premier League between these two. But it's West Ham who lead on the night so far tonight by 2-1 on TalkSport. With Now, don't forget that with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action, like West Ham against Brentford live right now, contract free with a Now membership. Search Now Sports. The throw taken by Emerson, who can't get the ball back from Bowen, and then Paquetá beats Lewis Potter in a 50-50, and he gets the return pass from Bowen in a very tight area near side of the field, infield toward Prowse. Couldn't quite flick it back to Bowen again. West Ham not quite incisive enough, though the initial build-up play looked promising. Onyeka just holds up the play, slows the tempo down slightly. Wide to Tony. Tony floats the ball high towards Lewis Potter. He's chested it down in the area. We've tried to hook it over the shoulder of Mavropanos. It's collected by Alphonse Areola.
Lovely run from Lewis Potter. Tony found him again. Just didn't have an awareness of quite where he was. Mavropanos covering again.
The Sports Bar will be with you on TalkSport once we're done here. 03717223344. To speak to Jason Cundy and Jamie O'Hara. Great ball out to the right by Alvarez to find Kudus. He's running at the defender. Kudus twists and turns and crosses. Deflected behind off Collins. His first real involvement in the game. But he had to be quick and he had to be alert as West Ham win. And what is their first corner of the night?
Well, it's good defending. They doubled up on him. Working together. You could see him being talked to. I think it was, I don't know if it was Jensen or Reguilon, but the reality was there was nowhere for him to go. It was good.
It's Bowen who's going to deliver this time. He'll be left-footed and in-swinging. The West Ham fans in the lower tier behind the goal are on their feet. West Ham lead it 2-1. In by Bowen towards the near post, in towards Zuma. Good header away by Aya through a crowd. Now it drops on the edge of the box and it's flicked forward by Jensen for Brentford towards Tony. 10 yards shy of the halfway line. Tony beaten to it by the industrious Emerson. Emerson on the near side, the left, all left foot. Emerson, as he darts into a beyond 2 and 3 in blue. Into a central position, slows the game down and plays it back to Zuma. Zuma's square ball to Sofa, quickly feeding Kudus, and Kudus is straight away on the drive into the penalty area again. Anglers against him, he's nicked it in, Bowen! That's the one he wanted! Jared Bowen's hat-trick goal! He's back! And so are West Ham United! What a piece of play from Mohamed Kudus! The quick feet and dexterity, and he dinked it in! Bowen couldn't miss! Point blank range with a header. West Ham 3, Brentford 1, and Bowen has a hat-trick.
Magic feet, wasn't it, from Kudus? Down our right-hand side again. We said it's been a problem. And when he does his little bit of skill, he starts running at you. Can he pick out the right man? Can he produce that bit of magic? Oh, what a ball that is. He kind of scoops it. He knows where Bowen is. On his left foot, he locks up. Little scoop right in the middle. He's run off the back of Majao, isn't it?
Zanka maybe. Either way,
yeah. Or through the middle of both of them. But the reality is that's a hat-trick for a man who knows how to finish.
And that cross, Danny, you're right. Just the deftest of touches, feather-like touch from Kudus.
High quality, that.
Yeah, West Ham have attacked really well in the game. And they lead 3-1 now, so their 2 advantages re-established. And they're heading up to 8 in the Premier League table. As has been the case virtually since the start of the game. And Brentford now, you feel, unless there's a quick response, they really struggle to get back into the game, despite having arguably had the better of it, certainly early on in the second half.
They've been dangerous. They've shown some good side. It's goals change games, don't they? We know, we've said that a million times. You can be having a good spell and all of a sudden one bit of magic the other end, one bit of brilliance from a wonderful player. He's not been at his best actually recently, Kudus. But that's what the fans love about him.
So Bowen, who has seen his goal drought in the Premier League come to an end, hasn't scored in 7 in the top flight since the win here against Manchester United, is now up to 17 goals for the season.
It's good going. So good.
And that's across all competitions, but it is, as you say, a tremendous challenge. He's really enjoying being played through the middle. Now then, Brentford with Mope. Good ball out to the left-hand side in Sergio Reguilon. Reguilon pulls it back on Onyeka!
Oh,
what a save by Areola! Onyeka was curling that towards the bottom corner, and Areola plunged to his right to claw it behind somehow.
It's a good move from Brentford down that left. Reguilon puts in a super ball, and Onyeka comes flying to the near post. What a save that is. Moves his feet brilliantly, get down to his right-hand side. Because that would have been game on again.
Areola not been tested all that much.
No.
Flash of green as the goalkeeper palmed that away. Corner on the far side for Brentford. Jensen will take it, a right-footed in-swinger. Again, a cluster of players in and around the goalkeeper in sky blue. Collins and Mope almost on the goal line. Zanka is there as well. Of course, Tony and Aya and Norgard. It'll be drifted in by Jensen towards the 6-yard box. Good head away by Socek this time. Back in by Matthias Jensen for Brentford. And then, so foul with the challenge. And no penalty given by the referee, and there is frustration in the Brentford ranks. So foul on Mopé. Simon Hooper had a look at it, said no penalty, and West Ham were furious with the Brentford player for going to ground what they felt was too easily. And on the benches there were words being exchanged as well. Kevin Nolan again with Thomas Frank. Not happy. Kevin Nolan is pointing, and now he's trying to get towards the Brentford bench, and the fourth official has to get involved to hold him back. Thomas Frank is finger wagging as well. Real disagreement between Kevin Nolan, the West Ham United assistant, and Thomas Frank right in front of us at the base of the main stand, and the bad blood on the field having an effect off it maybe too, Danny Murphy.
It's pathetic behaviour, isn't it? Just pathetic.
Well, Kevin Nolan not for the first time today.
He kept fiery, but his team are 3-1 up. What good does he think it's going to do, having verbals with some handbags with somebody on the opposition dugout?
Well, it just
I love Kev to be, I've known him years, but you know, him and anyone else for that matter, don't get involved, you're winning. Be just chill.
Here come West Ham. Ward-Prowse sprints over the halfway line, right of centre. He's got Kudus just in front of him. Ward-Prowse to the corner of the penalty area, finds Kudus again, onto that left foot as he loves to do, cutting infield from the right. Blocked off this time, the attempted cross by Reguilon in the defensive position. West Ham 3, Brentford 1. Into the final quarter of the game. Not a good cross, headed away. It'll drop down to Emerson. Urged to shoot, edge of the D. Done! That's magnificent! Emerson into the top corner. He nearly broke the net. He absolutely rifled it beyond Flecken. And that's game over without any question at all. Emerson has waited a year to score a goal. And I tell you what, it was worth the wait. West Ham 4, Brentford 1. We have just seen a very, very special goal.
Beautiful. He's always struck the ball well, Emerson. Really, really nice finish. One of those when you strike it, you know it's in. Comes off the foot so sweetly. Got too much time to set it up. I mean, it's all the time in the world. Where's the technique? I mean, Lewis Potter, if he's going to go, you got to go. Have a sprint. Get out there, someone. I'd be fuming with that if I was Thomas Frank. I mean, he's the nearest man. It's a gesture. Beautiful strike, lovely technique, but you have got to press the ball with some intent, or that's going to happen.
The West Ham fans are seeing on the big screens what we're seeing on the monitors. Oohs and ahs, they can't believe it. The venom in that strike, like an arrow from Ellison, right into the postage stamp, the top corner. I mean, Danny, you're right. It's not like he's running onto it. He's got time to stop the ball, take a step back, set himself, and then hammer it. Shouldn't happen really in the Premier League.
Well, it's partly because I don't think it's bad attitude from the players. I think Brentford are just sixes and sevens defensively because of this system. Very, very few of them look comfortable. You know, I've seen Brentford play quite a lot this season, and many times been really competitive and well organised.
And strangely, they have been competitive in this game for long spells of it anyway.
Yeah, but because they've attacked with some decent urgency.
Here come West Ham again. They're not finished yet, David Moyes' team. Paquetá, crossfield, left to right. Kudus, heavy touch. And he does manage to race back and keep the ball in play on the far side, the right. So 4-1 to West Ham with 20 minutes to go. Ellison with his first goal since February of 2023 against his old club, Chelsea. And they're going to make 3 changes, Brentford, and it'll be the 3 players who dropped out of the starting 11 before tonight who are going to come on. Roerslev, Janelt and Wissa. Mavropanos steps out of defence with confidence and poise. He lays it square to Ward-Prowse in the centre circle. Loads of space, acres of space down the left and near side for Paquetá. Corner of the penalty area. Infield he goes, he finds Bowen. Bowen on the turn, he tries to shoot, it's blocked. Bowen looking for his 4th of the game. And Brentford scramble it clear. And though they look, Brentford, still capable in the game of
They're done.
scoring themselves defensively, they just can't cope.
They can't. And even if they got 1 or even 2 back, West Ham could score again. They're so wide open. They're a disarray. It's not a lack of effort. It's just they just don't know what to do. And the manager's going to have to take some responsibility because they don't look anywhere like a Brentford side that I've seen. Defensively, I'm talking about.
Norgard, 35 yards out, wide to the corner of the penalty area. Ivan Toney's cross is deflected away. Back to Christian Norgard, touches into the box, and he goes down under the challenge there of Paquetá retreating. Referee says get up, get on with it. West Ham are straight on the counter. Bowen held up by Iron, and Bowen maybe sensibly just elects to keep possession. West Ham lead 4-1. There is no need to rush for more goals at the moment. 03717222344. If you're a West Ham fan or a Brentford fan, to have your say on sports bar to come. Bowen almost darting beyond Zanka, who stood up firm and was there to win it back. Jason Cundy and Jamie O'Hara taking your calls on Talk Sport later. It's a statement performance and result this for West Ham. Brentford have now conceded 48 in this Premier League season. Here is Paquetá, the number 10. Tries to wriggle beyond Onyeka. Poor challenge, and it squirmed through into the path of Bowen anyway. And the olays from the West Ham fans have started already. David Moyes couldn't have wished for a much better night than this, really, Danny Murphy.
No. It's a bit worrying for Brentford. It's a bit concerning.
How vulnerable are they in the relegation battle, do you think?
I think they'll be okay because they've got Tony and they've got a threat going forward with the likes of Wisser coming back, and probably, I don't know if Mbumo's going to be back for the end of the season, but defensively they do look all over the place. Tonight especially. Which is a concern when you concede as many goals as they are at the moment. It's got to be concerned.
The changes that are being made, Rösler, Visser and Janelt on, and it's Onyeka, Reguilon and Mopé who have all gone off. And Thomas Frank wanted to make the changes just before the fourth goal, but he wasn't able to do so before Emerson's rocket into the top corner. And so the game is surely going to be won by West Ham, who will move, as I say, back up into 8th in the Premier League. Immediate first touch on the near side of the field for Rösler to head the ball out of play for a West Ham throw.
This is one of those games where if you're playing for Brentford, you keep going past the ref saying, hello, what?
Yeah?
Yeah, carry on. Don't have any injury time, for God's sake.
Emerson corner of the penalty area, square toward Prowse. He strikes now from the edge of the D, and that one took a bounce before being gathered by Flecken, who has been unable to do anything about, and couldn't realistically do anything about, any of the 4 goals that he's conceded tonight. And Brentford's next matches at home to Chelsea, away at Arsenal, and away at Burnley. That will be a really important game for them.
That is a tough couple of games coming up for them.
Brentford,
I can't see them winning it. I can't see them. I mean, Chelsea can have a bad day, of course, but
don't know, do you? You mentioned Mbumo, by the way, Danny. He'll be back in late March, and they expect Pinnock will come back then as well.
Pinnock's a blow. He's a miss.
We have had a lot of injuries this season, Brentford, at different times, which hasn't helped. Here is Collins, midway inside the West Ham half. Iron Forever blowing bubbles, rings around London Stadium. And Collins slides in well on Kudus to win it back. Lewis Potter, who's now playing in the left wing-back position, feeds Wisser. Wisser corner of the penalty area, lays it back to Lewis Potter again. He shoots from 25 yards, and that's straight down the throat of Areola, who's able to make a good save. Coventry 4, Maidstone United 0 in the 5th round of the FA Cup. Fabio Tavares for the championship team. So Coventry, the 1987 FA Cup winners, will be into the quarter-finals. It's been a fantastic run for National League South Maidstone, but it'll come to an end tonight. And more FA Cup commentary tomorrow on the network. Blackburn against Newcastle on 2, Luton against Manchester City here on Talk Sport. And same thing on Wednesday night, Chelsea against Leeds and Forest against Man United. They're going to bring on Mikel Antonio very shortly, West Ham, and Brentford are going to bring on Mikel Damsgaard. So changes afoot, but it's the West Ham fans, quite a jubilant atmosphere here. And here comes Paquetá, and it's been great for David Moyes to have him back fit.
He's been really good, apart from his couple of silly dives.
Yes.
He's a super player. Strong, creative, elegant. I'd be taking Bowen off.
Well, you want to
I'd be protecting your top man, your top goal scorer. I know Paquetá's only just come back, so I'd obviously take him off as well, but I'd give Bowen the standing ovation he deserves and keep him fresh.
Well, he's got his hat-trick, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Does he need any more? I'm sure as a player you always want more. Antonio onto the field, and Jared Bowen stays on, having scored a hat-trick. The last player to score a Premier League hat-trick for West Ham was Mikel Antonio. As Brentford tried to hook the ball goalwards, it's over the top though from Zanka. That hat-trick from Mikel Antonio was back in July 2020. That was at Carrow Road against Norwich, when he scored 4 back in the days when games were played behind closed doors. It's West Ham 4, Brentford 1 here. Bowen has 3 of them. We've got 13 minutes of normal time to go on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever the mission, home or away, Enterprise helps over 120,000 people every day. Let me just confirm as well that Damsgaard has come on for Brentford in place of Jensen, who's gone off. So quite a new look Brentford almost now for the final portion of the game, but it surely won't change anything to do with the result. Tony trying to battle against Mavropanos, and he comes off second best.
It's been outstanding. It's been outstanding.
Quietly he's got on, hasn't he, Mavropanos, and been one of the game's best players. Sweeping ball to the near side, the left by Ward-Prowse. Antonio, the number 9, is in the left wing position here. Drops his shoulder away from Mercer, lays it back infield, poor ball. Mercer's there to intercept easily in front of Ward-Prowse. 1 or 2 moans and groans from the home fans. Jan Eltspoor, crossfield for Brentford, intercepted by Emerson, tracking back, and a cushioned back header all the way to his goalkeeper.
Can't be any moans and groans tonight, can there?
Shouldn't be, surely.
4-1.
This will get David Moyes back on the winning front, and he's been offered that contract, hasn't he, Danny? He says he'll wait until the end of the season to decide his future. Will his future be at West Ham?
I don't think so.
End of the season, parting of the ways?
I think so, yeah. I can be proud of the job he's done. I think if he stays, then, you know, it only takes a couple of bad games now or negative performances and they turn, and do you want to really manage like that?
Well, Conference League winners last year, of course, West Ham's first major trophy since 1980. Slipped by Areola as he clears high downfield, up towards the right. Towering header away by Collins, jumping much higher than Kudus. Tony holds the ball up for Brentford, who cleverly spins away from Mavropanos and chips the ball down the middle towards Wissa, but covering is Alvarez. Sloppy play by Sofal allowed Lewis Potter to step in front of him and regain the ball. And now Damsgaard forward towards Tony in the penalty area. Great control by Tony. Excellent feet as he spins. Left-footed shot is blocked. In the end, he was converged upon by Claret Shirts. 4-1 to West Ham, 11.5 to go, and now Antonio's on the burst up the left. Here's Ayers sliding in to stop him in his tracks. Suddenly started galloping up the left wing there, Antonio. Having played from the start in the defeat to Nottingham Forest, had a long spell out with his knee injury, of course, did Mikel Antonio before that. But West Ham fans have seen will see a win tonight, and they've been, I think, roundly entertained. Some of the goals have been of terrific quality.
Been lots of positives. Bowen, Mavropanos, you know, players getting fit, the bench looks solid, competition for places again.
West Ham, as I say, will be back up to 8 in the Premier League if it stays the scoreline in their favour, which surely it will. Flecken's clearance out towards the left-back position for Brentford. Sufal dived in, didn't make it, ended up on the turf, and Lewis Potter sprints away down the left-hand side. He's run 50 yards here for Brentford, towards the edge of the D. Tracking that was Kudus, who just nicked it from underneath his feet.
It was a great track back from Kudus. He saw his mate Sufal had gone too early, and he just kept going, and he kept doing the job. We talked about it earlier. The discipline, even at 4-1. Didn't foul, got himself back into a position enough to put him off. Really good from Kudus.
He's got tremendous pace and energy, and seemingly never-ending energy.
Well, they'll be pleased, won't they, because he hasn't been quite himself.
Yeah, true.
I mean, he showed some brilliant form early in the season, and obviously off to AFCON. Maybe there's a bit of fatigue there, but he's looked back to his best tonight.
West Ham certainly haven't been themselves. Their run of 8 games without a victory is about to come to an end, having lost the previous 3 in the Premier League coming into today by a combined score of 11-0. Forward by Alvarez to Kudus, 10 yards into Brentford territory. Kudus is such a fun, dynamic player to watch. So able on the ball, but that crossfield pass is brought out of the air by Tony athletically in front of the retreating Emerson now. West Ham 4, Brentford 1. Ladbrokes have the latest odds. Right now you can get the following next team to score. West Ham at 5-2, Brentford to score next at 11-4. And no more goals, that's 6-5 on, all thanks to Ladbrokes 18+, begambleaware.org. So Coventry City comfortably heading through in the 5th round of the FA Cup on TalkSport 2 tonight. And here on TalkSport in the Premier League, West Ham lead by 4-1 against Brentford. Coventry got a 5th late on against Maidstone to win 5-0. A hat-trick for Ellis Sims and 2 for Fabio Tavares. Third over halfway. Great ability to jig beyond 2 challenges, couldn't quite find Kudus with his pass. David Moyes, I think, will be really excited about the way that his forward line has been firing tonight. But here come Brentford, though, with Wissa darting up the middle. Wissa into the penalty area, has placed it into the bottom corner. He curled it beyond the dive of Areola.
I think that's tight offside, but the linesman hasn't put his flag out. They'll obviously check it.
West Ham were backing off, and Wissa off the bench to curl in what should be a consolation. David Moyes fuming with the assistant. West Ham 4, Brentford 2. Let's see if they
he's on.
Look at it again. He is just onside, isn't he?
Soufal played him on the far. I saw I was looking at the centre-backs, but it's the right-back who's played him on, I think.
You never know. 8 minutes, 9, maybe 10. VAR checking for a possible offside against Wissa, but from our angle we've got a little screen in front of us here in the commentary box. He looked just onside, but VAR will have a good look at this one, as I say. And Soufal, from certain angles, certainly looks to be playing Wissa onside. It doesn't seem much of a line.
No.
We'll see if they do draw the lines. And of course, what the crowd can see are just the words, checking goal, possible offside. They can't see the replays that are being watched by the video assistant, Michael Oliver, and all of that being communicated to Simon Hooper on the field. Well, they've drawn the lines, Danny, it's onside. And the goal stands 4-2 to West Ham. They're still waiting for confirmation to get to the screens here at London Stadium, but it has been confirmed by Simon Hooper. A very eventful 83 minutes, and as you say, you never know.
6 goals, lots of good attacking play. Yes, some poor defending, but we've enjoyed it. It's been good. Not over yet.
And a bit of off-field antics at times as well. Those disagreements between
silly.
the 2 benches, which I guess at the end of the game, as a you forget about, right?
Yeah, you'd hope so.
Here's Norgard, 10 yards shy of halfway. Well, you are right. If Brentford can get another in the next couple of minutes, then the nerves really will start to arrive at London Stadium. Come on, Brentford is the chant from the away sections, 2 separate sections in each of the tiers.
Thing is, if you're going to go away from home, you need to score 3 to even get a point, or 3 or 4. You've got no chance.
Some of the Brentford fans have headed out into the night already, but the vast majority have stayed. Tony's flick to the halfway line, Mavropanos there to win it back for West Ham. Socek in the centre circle steers it wide to the right, and Kudus very quickly out of the traps, up to the edge of the penalty area, jinking beyond 3 in blue. Kudus lays it backwards to Alvarez. He looks so dangerous running at Collins, does Kudus. He beats him for pace like he beats many for pace every time, but West Ham have lost out, and now here is Damsgaard on the halfway line for Brentford, touches it on to Wissa, midway inside the West Ham half. He's sprayed it to the left and keen Lewis Potter. Lewis Potter attacking the corner of the penalty area here. Back to Jan out, that slowed the momentum of the attack.
Got to go at him one-on-one in the box, Kufal.
Collins has knocked it wide to Rösler. Rösler's cross brought down inside the penalty area by Jan only momentarily. Scooped up into the air by Soufal for West Ham. Nervy West Ham defending. They lead 4-2. Wissa shoots from the angle. That's blocked by the sliding Alvarez. Now Antonio's trying to tear forward on the counter, but Zanka steps in front of him to win it back for Brentford, and suddenly with 5 minutes to go, West Ham 4, Brentford 2. There's a slight sense of a bit of jeopardy still left in the game.
Yeah, I just felt there, Lewis Potter, Soufal was isolated, one-on-one, he's tired. Get him in the box. Try and commit him inside the box, you never know.
Damsgaard almost throwing it through towards Wissa. 2 West Ham players slid in to try and block it. It was Emerson who hacked it clear, high over the halfway line. It's been a thrilling Monday night football. This time next week on game night, on Talk Sport, will be at Bramall Lane for Sheffield United against Arsenal. Again, that's live and exclusive with us. Before that, lots to come. Might be
not to the home team.
We'll see though, Danny, you never know. Never know.
I do.
Here's Zanka. Right, well, we'll hold you to that for next time. Here's Zanka just inside the West Ham half.
Joe, Sheffield United scored 4 against Arsenal next week. I'll give up this job.
Zanka's delivery cleared away by Socek. Alvarez trying to scramble it clear for West Ham. Now it's brought down by Ward-Prowse midway inside his own half, but it needs calm heads, and there's a lot of experience on this field of play for West Ham United now, just to slow the game down. But As I say that, they might catch Brentford on the counter. Forward by Alvarez to Kudus. He's taken it in his stride. He's one-on-one with Collins. He's backing off. Kudus with a rising drive. The angle is against him. It's over the top. 4-2 to West Ham.
He looks sharp, doesn't he? Looks nice and fit. Still able to do the runs. Still able to commit people and try and go past people. He wasn't playing for time there.
And Jeff Stelling has been watching tonight from London Stadium, I believe. He'll be back on TalkSport Breakfast tomorrow morning with Ali McCoy to look back on all the night's action and look ahead to the FA Cup football we'll bring you tomorrow on the network. That's from 6 AM on TalkSport. Here is Damsgaard for Brentford wearing gloves. Forward to Tony, edge of the box. West Ham with plenty back. Tony's held it up well.
Why is that, man?
Rösler looks up, back to Tony. Corner of the penalty area, with Zuma. He's played it to the right with Rösler. Rösler pulls it back. Damsgaard couldn't quite reach it. Tony's there in front of Antonio. Tony trying to burst into the penalty area, and Antonio is there to poke it away. Out of play it goes for a Brentford throw. And Zanka will take it. Brentford finishing stronger. There are 2 balls on the pitch all of a sudden. That's checked the momentum. 2.5 minutes of normal time left, and Brentford need 2 more to salvage what would be an incredible point at this stage in the game. Now Damsgaard, middle of midfield. Square pass to Janelt. Janelt, the number 27. He's faced up by the claret shirts in front of him. West Ham with everybody back. Brentford really are camped in the West Ham half now, but they've probably left it too late.
Yeah.
Well, Collins reverse ball towards Tony, who couldn't get it under control. Then Mavropanos did it up.
Yeah. Do you know why he couldn't get it under control? Because Mavropanos risked trying to get ahead of him to make him try it. So it's been a very cat and mouse a little bit at times with those two, but I think he's done really well as centre. I mean, Tony's a handful, and he's had some good moments, but considering some of his performances recently, I think Mavropanos has done as well against him as I've seen many.
First start in 4 for Mavropanos tonight. And
well, he won't be leaving him out again for a while if he keeps playing like this.
Wouldn't have thought so. Away at Everton to come for West Ham. Everton, who had that big boost today that we brought you on TalkSport, of course, news of the reduced points deduction, and then they've got the start of their European round of 16 tie, the Europa League. West Ham, the first leg is away at Freiburg. Yellow card for Alvarez. Foul just outside the centre circle, a shade outside. Free kick to Brentford, last minutes of normal time. Now Flecken is going to come forward to just pump this up the middle. The goalkeeper is inside the West Ham half. And it's a very congested area of players in and around the edge of the D as we look at it. All in that central area. Nobody's really peeled wide. Flecken will just float this forward downfield. Here he goes, the goalkeeper. Chips it high towards the edge of the penalty area, towards Ayer. Great header away by Souček through a crowd. He's so good in the air. Lofted back into the box though. And Zuma was being backed into by Wissa. And that'll be a free kick given initially by the assistant referee.
I think he's given offside there. I didn't see the offside personally, but he's given offside. Because if anything, it was a foul on Wissa.
It will be a free kick to West Ham regardless. Thomas Frank next to his assistant Klaus Norgard. He says that it's a constant pressure being a football manager. There aren't spells where it ebbs and flows. It's all the time, but he said before the game that he's confident and optimistic. And his team will start to pick up points. They will stay 5 clear of the drop zones unless they can produce 2 goals in 7 added minutes here at the end on TalkSport, with the sports bar to come very shortly. West Ham 4, Brentford 2. Rösler over the halfway line, trying to dart away from Jared Bowen. Plays it back now to Zanka. Zanka's crossfield ball into a central position at Norgard. Norgard sitting in between the centre halves almost now. On to Janelt. Janelt looking to play it wide. Instead feeds Tony into a central position now with his back to goal. Tony's poor miscued pass has gone straight to the feet of Bowen. Bowen tears towards the near side touchline, near towards where David Moyes is standing. Then it's scooped on by Ederson. The flick by Antonio. Good header by Antonio. To flick it into the path of Bowen, who juggled it over the head of Zanka. He's beyond Rösler, and then Norgard slid in firm but fair to stop that in double quick time. And now Brentford are on the counter, and David Moyes throws his arms up into the air in frustration. Brentford looking for another here in stoppage time. Wissa raining down the right, chipping in the cross, headed away by Mavropanos. We've had a minute of the 7 added, and West Ham are clearly nervous here, trying to see this game out despite leading 4-2, Danny.
Yeah, there's always going to be a bit of anxiety when you haven't walked for a while, especially in front of your home fans. Tired legs out there, he's putting a good shift, so many of them.
Rosler cornered the area, whips in the cross, it's behind Tony, it'll reach Collins at the back post, the centre half. Plays it backwards to Lewis Potter, midway inside the West Ham half, everybody for West Ham, back behind the ball here, bar Jared Bowen, he looks exhausted. Whipped it to the box by Zanka, towards Collins at the back post, he's brought it down, and he delivers right-footed, headed away by Mavropanos for the umpteenth time in the game. Nearly 2 through 7 and it had been played, still over 5 minutes to go. 4-2 West Ham lead Brentford, there are big gaps in the stands now. Plenty have headed out into the evening, but it maybe isn't quite done just yet, not in the way that we thought it would be at 4-1. There's the noise from the West Ham fans as Bowen retreats to win it back midway inside his own half and quickly feeds Kudus. Kudus is being held there, surely. No free kick given by the referee. Zanka with Kudus. And now Norgard on the halfway line for Brentford, all in blue. Norgard crosses halfway, unopposed really. West Ham again backing off. Norgard just trotted forward there comfortably, and Janelt delivers, and Tony's at the back post. He's chested it down here, inside the area, angle very tight. It's being blocked off here, Tony. He's laid it square to Norgard, his shot is deflected, and it spirals behind. Janelt wasn't far away from getting a touch on that at close range. Brentford have a corner.
Calm play from Tony, brings it down, plucks it out of the air from the long cross. Waits, nice and patient, waits for the right pass. Good defending from Zuma.
4 minutes still remain. Brentford 4-2 down, but they have a corner in stoppage time. On that far side of the field, it's Damsgaard whipping it into the near post. Terrible delivery. Headed away by the first man, Soufal.
I do think they've lost a little bit. They were getting some joy on the right-hand side with Lewis Potter, and they switched him to the left, and he hasn't had the same impact. I'm surprised they changed that.
They want to get Ben Johnson onto the field, West Ham, and they will do that now in place of Kudus, whose assist for the hat-trick goal, Danny, I think we feel was one of the moments of the match.
Beautiful. He showed some glimpses tonight, hasn't he, of magical play. He's been a real threat, a real thorn in the side of Brentford.
And he really has got that end product.
He has. He's a game changer, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Off he goes. He's going to take the long walk around the edge of the field. And Johnson, a much more defensive-minded player, onto the field for West Ham United. Though Ben Johnson, we've seen in a couple of games recently play in the wing positions, despite nominally being a fullback. Cousin of Ledley King, Ben Johnson, the former Tottenham and England centre-half. Here is Norgard on halfway. It's 4-2 to West Ham. And just over 2.5 minutes of stoppage time to go. Standing ovation for Kudus as he walks around the field. Cleared upfield by Mavropanos. Straight to the Brentford player, Zanka. They're all getting up to their feet here, the West Ham fans, to applaud Kudus. That long walk round the edge of the old running track. Here's Rosler for Brentford, delivers right-footed, the defender slipped. Tony's little touch, it could reach Lewis Potter, back post. He gets the return ball from Collins. Lewis Potter onto his left side, he wants to get it back onto his favoured right. Feeds Collins instead, back to Lewis Potter. Lewis Potter does dink in the cross now, right-footed. Tony climbs, saved by Areola, Rosler over the top. Deflected behind after the challenge from Zuma. Another great save by Areola. 4-2 to West Ham it remains.
He's made two really important saves tonight, hasn't he? That one probably not as good as the other, but still a really crucial save. Great leap, wasn't it, on the back post from Tony over Emerson.
And now Damsgaard delivers the corner again, right-footed, headed away by Bowen this time. There are 90 seconds to go of a very entertaining game. Janelt, a long way out, is tripped as he went to shoot. It's come to Collins, advantage play. Wide to Mikkel Damsgaard. Damsgaard, the angle tight, he curls it, tipped up into the air by Areola. Tony on the rebound, he's blocked by Emerson. Well, Brentford really could have scored two late on here.
Yeah.
Areola helps to bail them out again. And then Emerson with the block on Tony. The corner's taken short and West Ham are sleeping. 4-2 they lead. It's back to Norgard, who delivers right-footed. Header away by Albrez from inside the West Ham penalty area. David Moyes pacing up and down inside his technical area here. There's 1 minute to go. And Brentford need two more. Rosler's deep ball into the box. Collins is playing like a centre-forward now. And he's been out-muscled by Soufal, and then sends Soufal to ground. A free kick to West Ham. And that will probably do it, but Alphonse Areola has had to make 3 very good saves.
Yeah, he's done well. Still think the pick was the Onyeka one, yeah, brilliant save. A crucial point.
Well, I suppose that in Thomas Frank, maybe from an attacking perspective anyway, Danny, you can take things from this game.
Yeah, I don't think late in games when you're losing by a couple and you're throwing everyone forward and trying to make chances, it doesn't really satisfy you too much because you're just devastated. You're gutted that you're in that position in the first place. It's the defensive part of Brentford's game he's going to be really disappointed with. He knows they can score goals when Tony back in the team and make chances, but you can't be this open and this disjointed and this chaotic. You know, it has looked a really poor defensive display at times. They've been all over the place.
Tony is brought down by Zuma. We've had the 7 minutes of added time. 4-2 to West Ham United. And the West Ham fans now are calling for the final whistle, which isn't yet forthcoming. Flecken, and again the goalkeeper will step into the West Ham half. Everybody inside the half to our right. Flecken pings the ball high towards the Sir Trevor Brooking end. And towards Collins, it's over his head. It'll be retrieved by Johnson. Johnson forward now to Soufal, and that is the full-time whistle. And West Ham's winless run is at an end. Finally, they have their first victory of 2024 on what has been a thrilling Monday night live on TalkSport. Brentford certainly played their part, but a defensive capitulation at times from Thomas Frank's team means that they are very much ensconced in the relegation battle. They stay 5 points clear of the drop zone. It's been a bad day for Brentford, who already had dropped a place lower than they started the day after the news surrounding Everton's points deduction earlier on. But for West Ham, a return to winning ways, back up to 8th in the Premier League table. A hat-trick for Jared Bowen, a wonderful goal from Emerson to make it 4. The 2 goals for Brentford scored by Mope and Wissa, but ultimately they were second best. West Ham, meanwhile, well, it's relief for David Moyes more than anything after all the pressure that has afflicted him of late. It has finished West Ham 4, Brentford 2.
As the bubbles fly into the air and the players shake hands, it's been a thoroughly entertaining night. It's a stretch to say it could have ended 4-4, but Brentford were going through it towards the end, and there were a couple of good saves from Areola. But the night belongs to West Ham. Jared Bowen with the ball in his hands already. West Ham moved to this stadium in 2016. Jared Bowen becomes the first West Ham player to score a Premier League hat-trick in this stadium. Remarkable that it's taken that long, but he's got that honour, and he's banging form as well. His 15th, 16th and 17th goals of the season tonight, and Danny Murphy, it's looking like he's a shoo-in for the England squad on this kind of form.
Well, yeah, I think Gareth likes him. Obviously he can play wide and through the middle, so that's a real benefit. The problem is in the attacking areas for England at the moment, we have got a lot of talent. But yeah, I think he'll probably edge in because of that versatility. I think he needs to keep going, keep showing that brilliant work ethic that he's got. Because, you know, more recently he's had a little, not that dip, but a spell where he's not been as prolific. But he's up against some wonderful talents. He's got to keep just playing with that intensity that he's got, that work ethic, and the quality's there. That's for sure. I mean, Jurgen Klopp speaks about him on a level that tells you how valuable he is. I mean, Jurgen Klopp doesn't speak about other people's players very often. Bowen is a talent, and if West Ham are to do well, he needs to be in the team scoring goals. But in terms of England, yeah. Why not? Get him. He's fit at the end of the season, he's scoring goals, I think he'll go.
Well, West Ham's first win of the year takes them back up to 8th in the Premier League table, but a shocking night for Brentford. Shocking day for them. Brentford hadn't conceded 4 in a game for 14 months. They've been in 3 times since Christmas. At just the wrong time, their defence is falling apart. Pinnock is out injured, and he's the mainstay of that defence. They've got all sorts of problems, and with the reduction in the deduction of points for Everton today, and Brentford slipping down a place, relegation threats are right there for Brentford, aren't they? It's a worry.
I think when you can see that many goals, you've got... They went to Man City with a mindset of defending, keeping Man City out. They've got to go into every game, even if it's against Burnley or Luton, whoever they play against, with that mindset. We are not conceding a goal today. And the rest leads from there. Because that, what I saw tonight, was chaos. People didn't know the jobs. There was indecision. There looked to be, it wasn't a lack of effort, it was a lack of organisation. Who's doing what? Yes, there's a few bits of concentration early in the game. We talked about that earlier. You can't have that. That's something that's got this. No, can't have that either. But you've got to play a system that they're comfortable with. They did not look comfortable with that tonight.
Well, game day line comes from Brentford, Chelsea, Saturday at midday. Brentford go to both Everton and Luton towards the end of April. They're going to need to pick up some points before then. You're going to get all the reaction from both managers here at the stadium live during the sports bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Time now for us to pick out man of the match with Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Man of the match on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever the mission, home or away, Enterprise helps over 120,000 people every day.
Who are you going for, mate?
Joe Arson.
Oh, is it?
Well,
not just the hat-trick man, then?
He is obviously going to get it, but Mavropanos, for a large chunk of that game, played Tony as well. I've seen anyone play him for a while. And his passing was good. Some of the headers of the good crossing from Brentford at times, his head was like a magnet tonight. He was finding the ball a lot defensively with those crosses. His all-round game, I thought, was outstanding. Well, you can't not give it someone who's got hat-trick. I mean, Jesus. If I scored hat-trick and not got man of the match, I'd be coming upstairs. I'd be doing a Robbie Savage.
Well, Mavropanos is on his way. He's bigger.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, mention for Mavropanos, mention for Kudus for the...
Kudus back some moments.
Real good
magic, yeah.
Well, look about Kudus, and I'm not sure many people notice this. You know, there's a substitution right at the end. They're trying to buy a bit of time, West Ham, kill a bit of time. He goes off at the nearest point. What he should do is walk all the way across the pitch. He goes off at the nearest point so he can get all the applause from the fans.
We should have that replay.
The other thing we must mention is Emerson's goal very quickly. It was sensational, wasn't it? What a hit.
I mean, irrelevant of the defending, the strike was clean, crisp, perfect. And when you occasionally get them, probably a couple of seasons maybe, and you know, I'd like to think you hit one or two of them a season, where when it comes off your foot, it just feels like it's going to keep going forever, and nothing's stopping it. Honestly.
Good job that's there, yeah?
Yeah, I've had a couple of them, and when you look at me, you think, I can't believe I can do that. And he probably look at that and go, whoa, that was nice.
Oh, we all dream of it. Us non-players all dream of that.
It's one of those, you know, you pat yourself on the back later, and you go, and open a can of Stella.
Because nobody else would. Other beers are available. That was our man of the match for today's game with Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Man of the match on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Enterprise has vans of all shapes and sizes. So if you've got a plan, we've got a van.
Danny Murphy, thank you very much for your company tonight.
Thanks as always, mate.
Really enjoyed it. Elsewhere this evening, Coventry ended Maidstone's FA Cup run 5-0. That was live on TalkSport 2. Join me at Kenilworth Road tomorrow for Luton against Man City in the FA Cup 5th round. Blackburn Newcastle's on TalkSport 2. And before that, the Lionesses take on Italy at 5 in a friendly, live on TalkSport 2. On TalkSport next, it's the Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy talking about this game and Cundy's Chelsea being done in the cup final yesterday. 03717223344. Now, West Ham fan was on the breakfast show last week moaning about David Moyes' style of football. Jeff Stelling took issue with him, so that fan invited Jeff to this game tonight to show him how bad the football was. I suspect Jeff enjoyed it a lot. He'll tell you tomorrow morning on the breakfast show. 6 goals, 2 in the first 6 minutes, a 4-2 West Ham win, a top corner cracker, and a first ever hat-trick for a West Ham player at this stadium. Jeff probably thinks it's like this every week. He's back on TalkSport at 6 tomorrow. Jarrod Bowen is back among the goals.
Kudus is straight away on the drive into the penalty area again. And it's against him, he's sticked it in, Bowen! That's not what he wanted! Jarrod Bowen's hat-trick goal! He's back! And so are West Ham United!
Monday game night on TalkSport with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18 months BGambleAware.org.
Book delivery! You in?
Now that is what I need. Why didn't I think to order one? Been craving it all week. Right, now focus. What to have? I'd have a Big Mac, fries, oh, and a dip. But what dip? Could dip them in a McFlurry, to be honest. Or am I too old to be doing that?
You sure? The film's about to start.
Yeah, sorry, got distracted. I'm in.
There's nothing quite like a McDelivery. You in? At participating restaurants only, 18 plus. Serving times, delivery fees and terms apply. See app on mcdonalds.com for details.
Who are you going for in the racing today?
The favourite.
And tomorrow? The favourite. And the next day?
The favourite.
The Sun's horse racing pull-out. The favourite is now in the paper 7 days a week. Yes, that's right. Every single day. Bringing you even more top tips, more form guides, more race cards, and all the colours and silks. Get your favourite pull-out every day in the Sun, the home of racing.
Don't break your stride shopping around. The Screwfix low price guarantee means we price check so you don't have to. Found something cheaper? No problem. Head into any Screwfix store and we'll refund the difference. Look out for the low price guarantee badge on hundreds of trade essentials. And don't let shopping around slow you down. Screwfix, the choice of champions. Exclusions and restrictions apply. See screwfix.com for full details.
We all fantasize about our perfect home. Sipping a morning coffee out on the terrace. Good morning, Mr. Squirrel.
Morning.
The kids building a treehouse in the garden.
I'm living my perfect childhood.
But come on, this isn't real. Listen, if you're serious about making your fantasy a reality, find out what your home is worth instantly with a free online valuation estimate. Get real about moving. Get on the market. Most common time to obtain an online quote between 1st of June 2022 and 30th of September 2022 is under 3 minutes. Excludes Northern Ireland.
Playing host for the big game? Feed the squad with a meal deal exclusively on Just Eat. Save over 45% on KFC's finger kicking double bucket and 25% or more on matchday meal deals from Burger King, Pizza Hut Delivery, German Doner Kebab, Greg's, and more. It's the easiest win of the season. Participating stores in selected locations, subject to availability. Saving compared to individual items. Delivery fees and other charges may apply. End 17th of March. See justeat.co.uk for details.
There will be 14 minutes of extra time.
With Betfair's 90-minute payout, you don't have to wait for the final whistle to celebrate. Because your winning bet will be paid out in full at 90 minutes. Betfair.
Applies to match odds 90 market or markets with a 90 icon. Sportsbook exclusive. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Monday game night on TalkSport with Now. Stream all the Sky Sports action like West Ham versus Brentford live today, contract free with a Now membership. Search Now Sports. 18 plus. Stream via internet. Terms apply.
Online, on your smart speaker, on DAB, on the app, and on the money.
Football for February.
This is TalkSport.
Talk Sport.
Sports Bar coming up with me, Jamie Hart, and a seething Jason Cundy. Get your calls in. You want to talk about Carabao Cup final. 03717223344. We'll also touch on Premier League and FA Cup 5th round action. But tonight, it's all about Cundy. You know what to do. Give him some stick. But let's get news and sport headlines now with Craig Wakeley.
Thanks, Jamie. An eventful match between West Ham and Brentford.
Before by Ward-Prowse out to the left, it's put back to Bowen. Bowen's shot is in! He drove it early beyond the goalkeeper, and Fleckers couldn't keep it out. So far pulls it back. Bowen is there again! He scored 2 in 2 minutes! This is unbelievable!
Then Brentford turned up.
Potter, Lewis Potter, puts a Mopley on the stretch, and he's found the net! And Brentford do have a route back into it!
Bowen completed his hat-trick after the break before Emerson decided to do this.
Into the top corner! He nearly broke the net!
It eventually finished 4-2 with Vista getting a consolation. Thomas Frank's side are just 5 points from the bottom three. That's after Everton's punishment for breaking PSR breaches reduced from a 10-point deduction to 6. It means Luton are now 4 points adrift from safety, with Burnley and Sheffield United 11 points off 17th place. And Maidstone's cup run has come to an end after being thrashed 5-0 at Coventry. Ellis Sims scored a first-half hat-trick for the Sky Blues. All the reaction on our live blog, talksport.com.
TalkSport News.
Prime Minister's called comments by the former Deputy Conservative Chairman about London Mayor wrong and ill-judged. Lee Anderson says Islamists have got control of Sadiq Khan. He says his words were clumsy, but has doubled down on his criticism and is refusing to apologise. A transgender woman who murdered a man in Oxford and left him in a river has been jailed for 24 years. Scarlett Blake killed Jorge Martin Pereno in 2021. The trial of actor Alec Baldwin over the fatal shooting of the cinematographer will begin in July. The actor pleaded not guilty to involuntary manslaughter earlier this month over the death of Helena Hutchins and the set of the film Rust.
TalkSport weather with Quick Fit. With over 600 centres across the UK, most of which open 7 days a week, we're here for every journey. Quick Fit. Drive away happy every time.
Winds easing in the south, remaining dry for most.
On 1089 and 1053 medium wave, on DAB, online and on your smart speaker. The Sports Bar on TalkSport.
My friends, here we go with the main event of the evening.
Good evening and welcome to the Sports Bar on TalkSport. I'm your host, Andrew Newby55's, and I'm with a man who's been to Wembley 6 times in a row without winning. He's Jason Cundy. No, not tonight. Not tonight. He's a Liverpool fan, 100% Bone.
Oh, for God's sake.
Hey, Daniel Jimmy. Has anyone seen Ashley Cole? Has anyone seen David Louise? Has anyone seen Peter Chen? Has anyone seen Ian Robley? Has anyone seen Gale? Romeo, Ramirez, Campbell, Bertrand, Miguel, Ferreira, Hilario, Kevin, Etienne, Lampard, Mata, Alaba, Basingua, Alfonso Caleta, McLaren, Maluna, Jamal Blackman, Torres, everybody Mourinho, John Terry, and everybody else is connected to Chelsea. That day the boys took one hell of a beating yesterday. Back school kids, back kids, Denny!
I choke.
Right, Liverpool victorious at Wembley, Chelsea lose in a final yet again. This is your chance to come on and have your say with Jason Cundy. Chelsea fans, is it Potch out? Liverpool fans, the quad is on. 03717 223344. Premier League action tonight. West Ham in 4 past Brentford. Brentford are banging trouble right now, but they could have had a couple of penalty shouts. Disappointed from the referees not giving them. West Ham fans, are you boys back in 03717 223344? And the fairy tale ended for Maidstone as they were thrashed by Coventry. But if you're on the way back from Coventry, Maidstone fans, 5,000 of you made the trip. Well done for supporting your team. 03717 223344.
I think Chelsea will be a little bit red-faced if they don't get over the line. Goes firing into the evening sky. Liverpool are the winners of the Carabao Cup 2024.
Oh, Cundy, how are you, son? How you feeling? I've been waiting for this.
Do you know what, mate? Can I just say, right? I've had a terrible day. I'll tell you what. So I woke up this morning, right? I didn't want to get out of bed.
Yeah.
I didn't want. You know, sometimes you had like a late night.
Yeah.
You know, you had a few drinks. You wake up next morning, you're like, I just want to stay in bed.
Yeah,
Close the curtains, close the blind, just hide away from the rest of the world. I went back to bed. I didn't want to get out of bed, mate. I couldn't listen to TalkSport all day.
Yeah.
I could not listen to it. I'm not. All day I've not had it on.
No, really good to come in here as well.
I can't wait. Do you know what, right? I don't want to be here. I love my job, and I'm very lucky, right? Jay, I can think of 1,000 places I'd rather be right now. It's sat here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here.
Oh, mate.
I don't want to be here.
Yesterday, it was one of the best things ever, right? I'm straight after the game. I know he's seething, right?
I can't.
Let me tell
I was
you.
absolutely devastated,
Right,
by the way.
he really does love Chelsea Football Club, and if you get on him after the game and they've got beat,
Yeah,
he really does get angry.
I can't.
It gets to him.
Yeah.
So when I messaged in the group chat to the London laughing
I started putting emojis. I thought, right, Nick.
He's kicked me straight.
I kicked you out the group.
And I haven't spoken to him since.
No, I kicked you out the group.
Oh, it's brilliant.
And do you know what, right? You ain't coming back in either. You ain't coming back in until Spurs win a trophy. I'll be retired by then. So. I'll tell you what, I'll let you back in with Spurs getting a quarter. Honestly, mate, it was so good.
Oh, James, talk me through it.
Right,
The pain.
The pain and the job. This is hurt. I don't remember being hurt like this, by a full match, in a long time, mate. In a long time. It almost would feel better if we got thumped 4-1, like we did at their place, or 4-0, by the full strength team.
Yeah.
That would feel. You know, you can take that because they're a good side, Liverpool, right?
Yeah.
But to miss.
Got beat by the reserves.
To beat.
Got beat by the reserves. One of the squad numbers was 98 on the bench. 98.
I thought Klopp in the end was just. I thought he was taking the what. I thought he's like now. He can't lose. So if they get beat, he can go. Look at they got like a kindergarten out there. It's a tough. Honestly, it's been a bad day, mate. It's been a bad day. Terrible day. I know. Look at the cartoons. You know the cartoons, right? Where they walk around, they've got a cloud above them. It's just raining on them. That's how my day has felt all day.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't want to be here.
Yeah. Well, you're going to have to be here, mate.
I don't want to be here. I've got no interest.
We've got an hour and a half of callers from West Ham, from Liverpool,
can we talk
Chelsea.
Can we talk about Maidstone at West Ham?
No. We'll get to the Premier League.
What's happening with the weather next week?
Hold on, we've got to go to the London Stadium though, because David Moyes is with Joe Shannon.
David, thanks for joining us live on Talk Sport. You must be delighted with the result and the performance.
Yeah, I did an awful lot of good things, especially in the first half. Even, I thought we played very well in the first half and made 3 or 4 really good chances. Jared got a couple. Lucas Paquet had a couple of chances at the back post, which maybe could have taken. But overall, a win against a team which we've struggled with, to be honest, over several seasons. We've struggled. But I thought tonight we went about it, played to win tonight, played with a bit of aggression, a bit of devilment about us, and it showed in our performance.
Yeah, was that the message before the game? Good start, you certainly got one.
Yeah, we did. We had to play in a way. I think we played quite well in a couple of games, cast the ball quite nicely, but not got any chances, not got any goals, so we have to find a way of getting more chances. I thought tonight we made a good amount of chances. And Brentford, when they've got Ivan Toney up front, they're always going to be a threat, and they still proved to be that tonight.
And with that in mind, how pleasing was the defensive character that they showed as well, particularly at the end when Brentford were pushing? Your team really had that resilience, didn't they?
Well, look, when we're 4-1 up, we should have gone on to try and make it more. And instead, I think we played a game which I didn't enjoy. I thought they were just going to see it out against Brentford. They're one of the teams who are always going to keep back foot, and they continue to do so. They got a goal, but overall, I thought for most of the game we defended very well. Our goalkeeper made a couple of good saves as well.
We've spoken about Jared Bowen on so many occasions, of course. A hat-trick tonight, that's a special moment for him, isn't it?
It is, and he got the positions to score the goals, but I thought he played well generally, and I'm sure he feels much better having Lucas Paquet back in the pitch. When you get the form of Mo made him a great ball for the third goal. So I think we've got those players, and they're capable of making you chances. I think it would lift any centre forward, and at the moment Jared scored a good hat-trick tonight, gets him back in amongst the goals, and obviously back to his best form as well.
Yeah, you alluded to it with Lucas. Just how vital is he to everything that you do? How good was it to have him back for a game like this?
Well, we've had him out since I think early December or January, whatever it was, the first FA Cup tie, so we've really missed him. His ability to make things happen and do things, and he does a lot of things for the team as well. So really important. I thought he played well tonight as well, but as you can see, we were just running out of legs probably after about 70 minutes, and Lucas maybe a wee bit before that, so he done a great job.
David, thanks for your time, appreciate it.
Thank you. Is that the best part?
Yeah, David Moyes there speaking after the game. West Ham fans, obviously you can come on and talk about that result. You needed one and you got one tonight. Jared Bowen put in a big performance. But look, let's get back to Cundy. Let's talk about this extra time, mate. Let's talk about this Carabao Cup final, because really and truthfully, mate, and look, Gary Neville come out and he come out with a strong statement, the £1 billion bottle jobs.
What's your take on that situation? Because extra time, you were poor, mate. You were miles off. No,
Shaming non-league football player.
Maidstone have been brilliant.
Let's
talk about your team. Let's talk about your team.
Okay, I thought the 90 minutes was pretty even. We had big chances. I think we had the bigger chances. Both could have scored, fair. We had the bigger chances, and not to have won it in the 90, especially towards the end when you've got Connor going in on there with a 1v1. Keller, I thought, was outstanding. Van Dijk was brilliant. I have to give Van Dijk a huge big up. He's not only got the goal and a goal disallowed, which we'll talk about that. I thought was a bit harsh, if not my honest opinion. But in the injury time, I think that's what Gary Neville's done. I think it's the injury time that's made him say what he said, because we were terrible, mate.
Yeah, you were terrible.
Injury time,
Million miles off it, mate.
Extra time. I can't tell you how disappointed I was with our performance. Bringing on fresh legs. Felt like towards the end of the 90, we again had big chances. They're rattling around. There's a couple of bit of ping ball going on inside the box. They looked sharp. Liverpool looked sharp. Come out extra time. I can't tell you. I can't begin to tell you. And I think Gary has come out. He's kind of retracted a bit.
Well, not retracted. He said it was hard.
Do you know what I felt? I felt that Gary probably wanted Chelsea to win.
Yeah, he did.
And I think that was a little bit, because obviously him and United have gone.
We've got to go back to the London Stadium now, because Thomas Frank is with Joe Shannon.
Thomas Frank is with me live on Talk Sport. Thomas, post defeat to West Ham United. Thank you for talking to us as ever. What did you make of the 90 minutes? A mad 90 minutes at times.
We didn't hit our level individually and collectively at all, I would say. West Ham hit a good level. Bowen was unplayable and Emerson put it to the top corner. Then it was 4-2. Done.
Used to seeing your side so solid and robust defensively. What do you think went wrong first few minutes?
Yeah, good question. Good question. I need to look back at it. I need to look back at what exactly. I wish I could say what exactly went wrong. I think we need to accept that we're playing against good sides that if they get too much space in certain situations, then they can punish you.
You did fight your way back into the game, but again, how disappointing was it? The timing of the goals wasn't great for you, was it?
No, the thing was that's the mentality in this team. They always fight, they always run, and they came back into the game. And I think actually the second half that we had some very good moments where we could have equalized, and then when we think we're in the game, then suddenly we concede one more. So that was frustrating.
Are there any real positives you can take from the attacking play, possibly?
I think I need to watch the game back. There's always positives. I think I'm a big now, of course, because I think everyone hate losing, and because we was, I think in my opinion, I think this is the third game where I really think we played below our level in the season. So that's always more irritating. But it's never as bad or never as good when you win or lose a game. So when I look back, I'll probably find a few positives.
And with that in mind, just finally from me, how concerned are you by the position at the moment?
I think the thing I'm, how can you say, irritated about, or we need to find quickly, is more consistency in our performances. This is something that we've been really, really good at through all our 3 seasons in the Premier League. Yes, we could lose a game, but the consistency was there more. The performance was there more consistently, and I think there's been too many games where we don't perform consistently through 90 minutes. Like we, for example, did against City. Okay, perform consistently through 90 minutes. Okay, we lost 1-0. Okay, move on. Liverpool, 35 fantastic minutes, and then not top. So we need to find that.
Thomas, thanks for your time as always.
Thank you.
No, go back. I think Thomas wants to ask another question.
Yeah, that was Thomas Frank there speaking to Joe Shannon. Let's get to the calls. You want to come on and have your say tonight? You know what to do. 03717 2233 We've got plenty of things lined up for Chasing Candy. But let's go to Scott. He's a Liverpool fan, right, Scott?
Right, Scott.
I'm good, Scotty. How you feeling?
I'm feeling. Do you know what I said to you last day before when it's on the phone to me? They're genuine, this lad. Honest to God, let me just load, sorry, it's just crashed up on a car, let me just load this down. Do you know what?
Go do what you need to do. I'll speak to you later, Scott.
I've been lucky enough, obviously, to go to some brilliant finals with Liverpool. Obviously, Istanbul being one of them, do you know what I mean? And yesterday, just for the circumstances of how it all played through, one of the best finals I've been involved in the stadium. And I think, honest to God, I mean, it went well. I don't know if it lads, obviously, because you've been in the press. But there's a little thing floating about here at the minute. If you can't say something, there's a call potentially for the games to be playing.
There you go. Here we go. Here we go. It's a joke at the end of it, is it?
Oh, no, there's not.
Oh, no. There's no joke.
No, it's apparently 5 of our lads. That's the positive account.
There you go. There it is.
It's count bowl.
Hey, Jamie, and that's not a... Hey, mate, there's lots flying about, mate, but we've got to look at the manners of the kids who played as well. They all ask for fizzy drinks with the happy meals on the way home after the game, you know, so to drink. Oh, what's going on?
Oh, Scotty, brilliant. I mean, it was like watching the youth team squad win a Carabao Cup final.
No, do you know what?
It's the £1 billion team.
No, there is a big misconception. Where Liverpool do deserve credit is the inexperience, because Chelsea's team, as we all know now, was younger but finished the game, right?
Yeah, but they're like the first team players, Chase.
No, you're right, and that's the narrative, because Liverpool's team. Have you seen that? Have you seen that?
I've seen this.
No, have you seen that thing about Kane? That Dan's who come off. He's played like 30 minutes football. He's won a medal. Harry Kane's played like 3,000 minutes.
It is terrible.
I mean, look, it's a tough one to take, but it was.
Listen, I know you've got a young squad, but it's a squad of players who, on the big stage, have been brought to do the business.
Indeed, and that's...
And it's flopped it in extra time.
If that's the narrative...